Each year, millions of older Americans fall victim to financial fraud. According to the FBI, seniors lose more than $3 billion each year to scammers. That is a huge number. And new data from the AARP reveals nearly 1 in 10 adults over the age of 50 has experienced an online romance that ultimately led to a request for money or encouragement to invest in cryptocurrency. So how can we protect ourselves and our loved ones? We are joined by estates and trusts lawyer Candace Dellacona. She is also the host of the Sandwich Generation Survival Guide podcast. Thank you so much, Candace.
Welcome back.
Thank you guys for
So
having me.
you've been practicing for over 20 years, and you say that you're seeing the incidence of these crimes go up. What do you think is going on?
You know, there has been a significant uptick in these sorts of scams over the last few years. I think a couple of factors are at play. I think people really want companionship. I think there's a lot of loneliness and a desire for connection. So for many seniors, it makes them an easier target.
So what are some warning signs for seniors and for loved ones around seniors who could be paying extra close attention?
Yeah, so as advocates for our aging loved ones, I think it's really important to think about the warning signs, which include changes in personality, isolation, and withdrawal from normal activities that the loved one normally takes place in, especially if there is a paramour in this scenario and there's a level of control that's being exercised that makes you uncomfortable.
What's the best way, then, to prevent a loved one from abuse or exploitation?
You know, as the lawyer, I'm going to go again to documents, of course. You know, we've talked before about powers of attorney and trust instruments, but I think for everyone, what's really important is that connectedness and making sure that you're advocating. So if you're seeing things that are uncharacteristic of your loved ones, making sure that you speak up and you ask the right questions. And they include, are you okay? And why are you taking large withdrawals out of your accounts?
It is interesting because a lot of people with older parents are reluctant to approach their parents about financial matters because parents are not, hey, so what's going on in your bank account, Mom?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you asking?
Yeah.
Right. Is the response. So how do you get away, how do you get around what may be a tricky, just interpersonal relationship with a parent?
You know what? You hit the nail on the head, Vlad, is that it is really hard to interfere with your parents. We all play a role, right? And being the dutiful child and the advocating child, you don't want to overstep. But I think what's important is starting these conversations again from a place of love and concern and not in a place of judgment and really making sure that they're okay, making sure that you have contact with their financial advisors if there are any. Head into the bank with mom or dad to make sure that the tellers know who you are and understand the dynamics. And then, of course, when it comes to a diagnosis, if your loved one does have a memory impairment issue and they have diminished capacity, putting all of those financial institutions on notice so that they can help you advocate.
Over-communicate. Now, you talk about the legal documents, and sometimes you get into the situation where it's post-abuse of them losing money or being scammed. What do you do in that situation? And I know it could be a little bit more complex catching it after, but there's still steps you can take, right?
Absolutely, Nate. And, you know, I think, unfortunately, that's when many of us enter into the scenario after something has happened. Right. Number one, contact local authorities immediately. File those police reports and make sure that it's documented. Number two, go to a credit reporting agency or a credit bureau investigation firm that will help you sweep clear all of the breaches that have been made and put all of those financial institutions on notice.
That's great advice.
Always great advice, as always. Candace Dellacona, thank you very much.